The Baltimorons comes in at 92% on the tomato meter, 83 by the audience, and it tells the tale of a Christmas Eve story of Cliff, a down-on-his-luck comedian who can't catch a break. He chips a tooth and then goes out to try to find aid. And upon that, he gets into an adventure with the dentist that it slowly becomes a whole day of, comedy of like these weird abstract things happening, like his car gets impounded, he breaks in, she helps him break out. We find that he's been suffering from depression, he tried to kill himself, he's got 6 months of sobriety, he's having a really rough relationship with his current fiance. So he's really down. He's really down on his life and stuff. And when he meets the dentist, she adds a little smile to his face. And I gotta say, I was pleasantly charmed by this movie, The Baltimorons. Comes in at an hour and 41 minutes, directed by Jay Duplass. This main standout was Michael Strasner as Cliff, but Dee Dee, played by Liz Larson, also turned a really interesting performance in here because they carry this movie. It's basically these two walking throughout the movie, and you find yourself being taken in by these two individuals who just are having like a bad day. Their lives are slowly coming apart and they find comfort in each other. And about halfway through it, I'm like, I don't know if I like this movie, but I'm smiling. I'm smiling at these two coming together, and I was charmed, and I was pleasantly charmed. Now, this is a small independent film from IFC Films, but if you get the chance to see it, perhaps at your local art house theater or later on in streaming, The Baltimorons is it's worth a look. Let's go down to the comments in the trailer here. Grateful to have served as the cinematographer on this little gem. Huge thanks to the entire team who poured their hearts into bringing it to life. And much love to my fellow Baltimorons who helped lift up Jay's vision. Can't wait to see it shine on the big screen. And I saw this at a fan screening, a secret mystery movie there at Landmark. Yeah, I didn't know what I was watching. I had my fingers crossed for Tron Ares, but it was this movie instead. I can't wait to see this. Looks like Baltimore is one of the film's stars, and it would be nice to see my little city in a glowing light for a change. And indeed it is. The director does a good job of showing these wide establishing shots of the neighborhoods, of the downtown areas and stuff like that. And it does feel a bit like a love letter to Baltimore. So I respected that for this little movie here called The Baltimorons. And let's go over to my score sheet and start filling out some numbers for this movie. Now, if you don't know how this works, acting, directing, and story are out of a possible 2 points each. Cinematography and score, 1 point each. Acting, overall, it's got some really good performances in there. From the two leads, would I say that it's Oscar-worthy? Possibly. Yeah, I reserve the right to come back to the acting because the two leads do a great job in here in carrying this film. Directing, technical aspects are done fairly well. It's a cohesive story. I don't feel like it dragged at any point. So beyond the technical aspects and the execution of the story, I got to also give it a 1.5. The story itself, fairly straightforward. It felt like a good 3-act structure. And then, as I said, you get into it and you're like, what is this? Where's this going? What's going on here? But then you get charmed by the characters and these weird events that happen throughout the movie in the beginning. It's like, well, yeah, I like this. I got a smile. I'm chuckling along with this. There's some funny parts in this, for sure. Cinematography and score, I'm going to give the cinematography a full point. Because, as I said, some of those wide establishing shots, I like the fact that this movie had a certain grain to it at times, where you could tell that they weren't going for that pristine, shiny 4K look. Let's use the best lenses with the low aperture so we can get, no grain in it. But, let's just shoot it the way we got it. And I appreciated that. Not everything has to look pristine. It's about what's being portrayed by the characters and just the composition of it. And the composition of this movie was cinematic, and I appreciated that. The score, it's got a lot of needle drops in here that I think a lot of people would appreciate as well. I'm going to give that a full point as well. And it's got a charming accompaniment there with the traditional type of score. So that being said, guys, we're sitting at 6.5 out of 10. Let's go over to the tomato meter and see if some of the critics are echoing what we have been saying here. Michael, Washington Post, yet the story manages to put a smile on your face from time to time, despite the gloom of its humor. Yeah. Now, as I said, the main character there is going through a rough time. He's lost his career a bit as a stand-up comedian. He's fighting alcoholism, and he doesn't know if he's really wanting to be in this relationship with this other person, and it's just he finds comfort in this dentist that also just seems to be having a bad day. And yeah, New York Magazine. Let's see if we can find a contrasting one here. Somebody who didn't like it. No? All right. Audience. Great story with many existential and relational overtones that were very thought-provoking. The movie was very engaging and fun to watch. Just saw this at an independent theater in Baltimore, and the crowd erupted in applause at the end. Very heartfelt. Yes, it is. Relatable and hopeful. It's hopeful, too, because you're dealing with somebody who's got depression, and they feel down. It's very much through points in this movie, and they deal with the addiction issues. Like I felt like they had a good handle on all of this stuff. Wonderful performances by the leads, and indeed, yes, absolutely. As I said, the two leads here, Michael Strasner and Liz Larson, are very, very charming, very, very well done. I just want to pull out the critics' reviews here just to see if we've got somebody who maybe didn't like it. Mucho Audience Awards at regional festivals, starting with its South by Southwest debut, and I can see the appeal of its oddly atmospheric, winsome rendition of an after-hours vibe. I sat with my heart like a stone, so I don't know. That sounds like a bit of a pretentious critic. I mean, it almost sounds like a critic who is a journalist before they are a movie lover. But, hey, you're entitled to your opinions. I'm just going to disregard that one. The story of an entitled sociopath who puts a woman that loves him through hell while ruining her family's holiday, except disguised as a twinkie-eyed romantic comedy. See, again, that is going on in the background, but they also address that in the movie. Yes, he's gone to get his tooth fixed and gets caught up in this weird side adventure with this dentist, but it's explained later on. It is. So I gave that one a break. But overall, guys, I think you got the impression here that most people liked it. The main character is very annoying. I'm mixed on it. I say I wouldn't be. See, I think you're taking the perspective of the one character that you're not supposed to. But anyway, I felt like this was charming, and I feel like it's worth the look, so I will fully recommend the Baltimorons. Going over the watchability factor, that's out of 2 points. Yeah, check it out. 7.5, right there. Would I watch it again? Absolutely. So I'll give that a 1.5. 8 out of 10. A nice little sleeper hit. If you guys can check it out and get the opportunity, and you just want to watch a good, feel-good movie, check out the Baltimorons, right there. As I said, the standouts are the performances by the two leads, and like they're not the traditional leads that you would think would be carrying a movie like this. You would be thinking, oh, this should be George Clooney and Julia Roberts, right? But no, I like the fact that they look like normal people. Like these are just normal people going through the trials and tribulations of life, and that's what helped me relate to it and give it the thumbs up. So what did you guys think? Let me know what you thought about it in the comments below, and we will talk about it. Hey, if you like this type of thing, we are going to be reviewing The Smashing Machine with Dwayne Johnson and Emily Blunt next, as well as Taylor Swift, the official release party of a Showgirl. That one was really good. And then we'll be wrapping up with a not-so-good film review for The Strangers Chapter 2, right here on Mirror Domains. Yeah, if you don't know, the Landmark that's near me plays mystery movies every now and then. Fan events. I think they've got another fan event this Monday, so I'll be going to that one. Hopefully that one will be Tron. That's an hour and 30 minutes, so it's over an hour, so that's 2 hours and 10 minutes. That's maybe about what Tron is. So you buy this, you don't know what... Oh, I should buy my tickets if it's filling up. People are thinking this one's going to be Tron. I think it's going to be Tron as well. I should buy my tickets for this. I'll do that right after the stream. And I should get my butt out to see one battle after another. I hear that it's worth a look. Maybe at a matinee. I'll check that out. Let's take some live comments here. Arglass Viking says, I haven't heard of the Baltimorons, but I'll look for it. Cheers for the review, James. Yeah. It's just, I like every now and then when you are not expect. Like, I didn't even know that this movie existed. I hadn't even watched a trailer for this movie. But, I'm a cinephile. I am a big fan of movies. I gave it a chance, and it paid off. For sure.